This is Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, commencing the Wales Ragchew Net. What I would normally but true story. We've got advanced check-ins as of an hour ago. So I've got Whiskey Alpha. So what I normally do is the key ups, and I'll instate you if I've seen. If in the last hour you've keyed up on the W.D.R.G network, and other than being the link call sign, of course that goes on there. There's two of those. Other than that, you've been logged in. So Michael, he's keyed up twice, and of course before we were starting this time. So I've got Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, number 2. Now Steve, he's keyed up 3 times in the last hour. GW5 VOG. I've seen Rod key up, G0EUZ, so I've got you in at number 4. I've seen Greg key up, GW0 November Echo November, so I've put you in at number 5. I've seen Monty 2W1 TER key up, so you're in at number 6. I've seen Mike Whiskey 3, Mike Whiskey Papa, and Gwill. Yeah, that's number 7. And I was in City, M7 EMH. I'm sure I'm going to get a message with just listening quite soon. What has already come through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if we can get a 9 and a 10. And yeah, let's see who's there when we go round for that first round. So that's all the keys of interest for the net. So, what we're doing, if you'd like to be number 9 into the Wales Ragchew Net, go ahead with your call sign, name and location. Okay, nothing heard. I've got a funny feeling that I've got a message, from Barry. 2E0PXW number 9, 0PXW, number 9. Barry, always a listener, but he's on the side and he's in the log. So it makes that number up. So now's the important part. We're now going to go to Michael Whiskey Romeo India Papa. Round to you there.
Chris, this is Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, being here extra early because I didn't realize, again, that you do the time change earlier over in Europe than we do here in the United States. Which also explains my Wednesday night or Wednesday afternoon net where nobody showed up from Scotland. So I guess when I waited on them and they were waiting on me down the line. But anyway, it's about 14 degrees here. Nice cool fall day, and we've had some rain moving in tonight and be here tomorrow. And looking forward to the net. Hopefully we'll talk to everybody and be a great net for the rest of for the next hour. I may have to leave a little bit earlier because I started a little later. But I'll turn it back to you, Chris, and we'll talk about your home renovation project. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. When you get a backstage pass, you're not meant to tell everyone. But it's all good there, Michael. Next we are going to be going round to Steve. GW5 VOG. You keyed up 3 times. Round to you there, Steve. And did you get my little Marks and Spencer video that I sent you in your inbox on Facebook? I'm sure you may be offended by it, or you'll be laughing. Over to you there, Steve.
W.D.R.G returning. Thank you, Chris. I've never offended me. I don't mind. No, I haven't looked at it. I told you before. I don't really bother with. I only have it to look at radio things now and again. And I've got a sister-in-law who absolutely bombards Facebook with. I get them non-stop. I can't really see anything else. I'll have a look at it in a minute. I've just got Facebook on now, and but I can't. It's the wrong way up, so I can't see and talk at the same time. So while it's going around, I'll have a look at that. I've actually been to Marks and Spencer's today, believe it or not, and Waitrose. There's a posh shopping round trip there. The keying up 3 times, and everyone else seems to have keyed up tonight early. Like when you're flying, if you check in online rather than do it at the airport, isn't it? It's the same idea. But what I want to know is what do we do for baggage check? I've only got a cabin bag. So with that, back to you, M7CCS from GW5VOG.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, I don't know how far we're going to get because we're going on the top of City's drone. No, I'm joking. Right, next we're going to go round to G0 EUZ. Round to you there, Rod.
Evening, everybody. It's nice to be back home. Covers boat, which was a nice out. There. Yeah, it felt quite good. Bad. It was one of those things. Yeah. And so we all right, and only because we died in every day. Good, yeah. So we got back yesterday, lunchtime. That's about it. Just had over, tied it up. Back to you, Chris. M7CCS, G0EUZ.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, of course, last week, yep, the live stream went live again. Of course, it's just a basic live stream. Still has a timeout feature on there. If I'm actually hovering over it, that would help. Yeah, it still has a timeout feature. Of course, yeah, from the check-ins, then the 3 amigos are here. That's all good. So yeah, it's going to be interesting from now on. We're going to go to GW0 November on the Wales Ragchew Net. Okay. Well, like I said, it's over the last hour, these key ups, but they did go in order. So, next, Monty, 2W1, TER. Okay, I'll call for the next call sign that I heard. Gwil, MW3, Mike Whiskey Papa.
Mike Whiskey 3, Whiskey Mike Papa. Will this end? Yeah. Good evening, one and all. It's going to be a short one this evening for me. I've got my granddaughter staying with me, so a little bit of entertaining to do. But I thought I'd say hello to whoever's on. And it's, I think, I'm trying to think, was it last time? I actually popped in. It's not all that long, I don't think. Yes. And, yeah, been a busy week, really, with people coming to stay. And then granddaughter turned up and entertaining. Grandson as well. Yeah, it's been busy time. Weather hasn't been too good, as you probably know, in this country. And decided to wash the car this afternoon, seeing the sun was out. And as soon as I finished it rained. So I wasn't pleased about that. But anyway, that's life, living in this country. But never mind, yeah, we don't mind really. We put up with it. At least we got plenty of water. And the rivers and what have you, and the waterfalls have been magnificent. Because we had a storm during the night, about 10 to 4 this morning. It woke me up, the lights from the lightning and the rattling of everything. But, yeah, so busy time. Nice to hear you all in there. So I'll put it back to you now. M7, Charlie Sierra, MW3, WMP.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, yeah, what started it is over an hour ago, Michael, he's number 2. I always put myself as number 1. And of course, yeah, he keyed up over an hour ago, and of course the clocks changed last week. So from that point on, I pretty much logged every call sign that I saw just key up on the dashboard. Until we started the Wales Ragchew Nets, and I basically automatically logged everybody that I've seen on the network in that hour before the Ragchew Net. And then of course I've had a couple of check-ins via Messenger to let me know they're listening as well. So yeah, 8 and 9, City and Barry. But we're going to see if anyone else would like to join us on the Wales Ragchew Net. If you'd like to be number 10, go ahead with your call sign, name and location. And hello.
W.D.R.G, James here from the Northern Stratford Canal. Good evening all.
Evening, James there from the Northern Stratford Canal. So yeah, good to hear you there. Of course, yeah, I'm from Churchtown at the minute. And of course, yeah, we've got a few people on. We had the pre-check-ins, as you might have heard me explain. But yeah, your Starlink and whatever, it's all working for you well this time. And so, unless it's just on the mobile phone. So we'll see if anybody else would like to check into the Wales Ragchew Net. Go ahead with your call sign, name and location, and an over. Ain't nothing heard, but it's not bad, in even knowing the listeners as well, to have 10 on the log. Of course, yeah, Michael nearly gave it away, but nobody bit on it. Nobody asked me. Of course, yeah, this week I was all geared up to change the toilet, the bathroom around. And of course, yeah, there's a nice new sink, of course a nice waterfall tap to go over it, nice bit of worktop, and of course cabinet to go where the WC, well, we will call it the throne as well, but where that is at the moment, that is actually squashed in between a bath and a wall. So of course I'm going to move the, I've got a new WC to go in there, and of course that one is going where the existing sink kind of is, well, a little bit near it, but the existing sink needs to come out. And of course, yeah, then to do that, you're swapping each for each, and of course I ordered all my plumbing bits, from plumbers. Got it all next day apart from 2 bits. So I've ordered these 2 bits, and of course, yeah, I can't put any for 3 meters of 110 mil waste pipe for the toilet to basically send that under the bath and round and into the existing waste. So yeah, they didn't turn up. So I phoned up, not a problem. They told me, they said, yeah, they missed the connection, but they'll get on their way to you tomorrow. So they don't turn up the next day. So that we get them expressed to you. So all this goes on until Friday of this week, and then of course they turn up on the door, and they're broken. So of course, yeah, they were sent back. They're meant to be here on Monday. So yeah, we're doing the plumbing next week. So right, we will go round to Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa. I thought Donna wasn't on YouTube commenting. She's just pulled up outside, so she's on her way in. Over to you then, Michael.
Well, thanks, Chris. This is Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa, and as a friend of mine used to tell me, these are the groaning experiences, not growing, groaning experiences, because you look back and you say, oh man, why did I do that? Especially the DIY projects around the house, when you know, but it makes memories, and when you get down the line, as years go by, you'll look back and say, well, this is what I did here, this is what I did there. Always a fun time. Didn't make the net last week. Got a little story about that. I've been having little problems, and I went to see a doctor, and he did he was looking me over, and he pulled up my records, because we have portals here where other doctors in the network can look at your records, and he looked at my records and said, well, did you ever take care of the kidney stones that you had when you were in there for appendix surgery? I said, what kidney stones? I don't know what you're talking about. Well, no, they did a CT scan and says you have a kidney stone. 2 of them. And actually one of them is next to impossible to pass. So I was wondering, if anything ever happened with that. And I said, I didn't even know I had it, much less need to take care of it. So that ended this. I got to go this week and have another CT scan to see if the stones are still in there. Well, pause here so I don't go over real quick. And the long and short of it is, I have a CT scan this week, and he gave me some medicine last week that had a side effect that put me in close proximity to Chris's DIY project in the loo, and that's where I was at when we were having the net last week. I couldn't, the byproducts of that medicine kept me close to the loo, so I didn't make the net last week, and I've got more trouble down the line that I don't know about, I guess, as we go. So I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do about the stones. Either haven't passed or passed, and we've moved on. And so that's been my new medical update for me, and I'll turn it over to you, Chris. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, yeah, going for the scan for the stones, and of course, yeah, maybe they're not even there anymore. But of course, yeah, sometimes they can break down and pass. But if they say that it was on there and it would have been unpassable, then yeah, it might not have passed. So yeah, that's all right. I'm puzzled by Donna struggling in with some shopping. You know, she should have bought it earlier. She was here earlier. So we'll go round to Steve G.
PW5 VOG returning. Thank you, Chris. Yeah. Good evening to Rod. Actually, I didn't realise you'd been missing. Did you say for a month? So nice to have you back. Good evening, Michael. Who else is speaking at the moment? Gwill. I've lost Luke. Greg. Everyone else is listening, I think. Good evening to you all. Yeah, I had a look on Facebook, Chris. I take it it's the seagull thing. Can't see anything that I would be upset about there. It's a very nice seagull. I don't mind seagulls as long as they're not on my roof or making a loud noise outside at 5 o'clock in the morning. I went stayed in a caravan once somewhere in West Wales, and 5 o'clock in the morning, about 100 seagulls would run up and down the roof. So yeah, they are noisy beasts. As I say, I went to Marks and Spencer's today. We went on a bit of a shopping trip. I went to Westonbirt Arboretum, so kind of up your way, and to look at the autumn leaves, do a bit of leaf peeping. My Achilles tendon was well enough to try there's a couple of miles, I think, walking round. So it's a fair old walk, really, and it was okay. I was quite. The next morning, my legs felt really good, so the exercise, and the Achilles tendon was slightly, nothing serious, and it's kind of almost gone now, so that's good. Yeah, so I do, weirdly, I can walk like that, doing proper walking, a lot better than I can sort of, it sort of gives me a lot more pain doing shopping. Shopping's a bit of a pain anyway, isn't it? So, yeah, but it's getting better, the Achilles thing, so I don't think there's any need for any medical intervention. Okay, right, with that then, back to you, Chris, M7CCS from GW5 VOG.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, the video I'm referring to with the Marks and Spencer. No, there's no seagull in it. So we go around to Rod G0 EUZ. Okay, I was passing it round to Rod G0 EUZ. I know that Monty is here again. You're already in at number 6, Monty. I'm going to Rod, number 4, G0 EUZ. Okay, nothing heard, and I don't see anything across the dashboards from Rod, so we'll try him on the next one. We'll see if Greg's still with us, or whether he's gone off to be with his granddaughter. GW0, November Echo November. Okay, right, we will go round to Monty, 2W1, TER.
Whiskey 1, Tango Echo Romeo. I don't know, I managed to key up before then, because I'd literally only just turned the radio on. I wonder if it registers when I turn the hotspot on, because I turned the hotspot on, went to make a cup of tea, come back, then turned the radio on. So I couldn't have keyed up before, that's weird. Well, anyway, here I am with a nice cup of tea. My football team won today, 3-1. Got to watch the game. It was a good game as well. Fair play. I really enjoyed it. But, yeah, there was a lot of excitement on both sides of the pitch. It was good. And not a bad, dirty game or anything. It was clean, good football, which I enjoyed. And I'll give the opposition the credit they deserve, because they had a few good tries as well, and their goal was very good. But not good enough. But there you go. But it was interesting to watch. I get to watch the football match, mainly because I forget it's on. When I sit there doing stuff on YouTube or potting around mending something in the kitchen or garage, and I forget. Ooh, but won't be time if I forget the rugby's on. Ooh, I will never let myself forget that piece of that. But yeah, that's been my day. Slow pain, a bit of pain, but what was described by one doctor as a big tumour in her armpit has been described by the specialist as nothing more than a bloody abscess. That guy's a fool. And I was put on antibiotics, and they seem to be working. So that's a bit of a Brucey bonus for the weekend. So 2 Whiskey 1, Tango Echo Romeo, back to patrol.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, all interesting there, Monty, and you wonder how you got into the log before. Well, Michael keyed up an hour before because of our clock change. So every call sign keyed up on the dashboard from that point onwards after Michael automatically logged into the net. We had most of them here, other than we didn't have you with us, Monty. But yeah, we had most of the call signs here. So we started the Ragchew with 9 people, and of course, yeah, that's listening. It's now up to 10, but of course, yeah, some of them have gone to listening, some have dropped away there. So we will go round to Gwell, Mike Whiskey 3, Mike Whiskey Papa.
MW3, W.D.R.G, Gwell returning. Yep, yeah, I'm still here, and I think I'm the one with the granddaughter. You mentioned it earlier on, I think, to somebody else. But yeah, this is my last over before we go out and meet up with them and all the rest of them. Yeah, it's I won't go through my ailments like most people have done. Otherwise, I'll probably time out before we come to the end of it. But one thing I can look forward to before Christmas, which, when you have a think about it, what happens, I get an injection in my eyeball. And when that was told to me a couple of years ago, I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do about that? But it's, funnily enough, if it ever happens to anybody, it's not all that bad at all. But the thought of it, it's, wow, something else. And then, so I have nothing whatsoever to say about sport. Well, what I call sport, anyway. Well, no, what other people call sport, football and stuff like that. The last thing I want to watch is football. Never watched a game, a whole game in my life. Funny, isn't it? But other things I like in sport. But yeah. So thank you for letting me in, and I'll be popping out now, and later we'll come in again. I just remembered actually, it was I think it was a week last Thursday I was on last time with this group. So we'll listen out again and hopefully get in and have a chat. I'll probably have more time. We never know. So I'll wish you all 7-3s. Nice talking, nice listening, and wishing you all the best. M7, Charlie Sierra, I'll wish you a very good evening and thank you for doing the net. MW3, WMP, Will saying good night all.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, thanks very much there, Gwell. 7-3 to you there, and of course, good to have you on again. So next two are just listening. So we go to James on the boat, 20 Victor Whiskey Juliet.
Victor Whiskey Juliet returning. Yeah, I haven't been on for the last few weeks. I've only come on when I'm on the boat because that's where I've got my WiresX radio, and certain things happen at certain weekends and doesn't allow. And it's been a few hectic weeks going on there, and quite an interesting array of medical things going on there, making my toes curl. The gallstones and the injection in the eye, and quite good to hear that Monty's tumour turned out to be something a little bit more innocent. And yeah, back home I've been doing some decorating. I don't know whether talking to Chris has inspired me, but I've had this. I've got subsidence basically, so there's been this massive crack at the back wall of my house, sort of to the point that you can get your fingers in it. Although I must admit I haven't filled the crack for many years. Anyway, I decided to fill it all in, and I painted all the outside windows and everything. And there's this big crack in the sitting room which has got quite a few pictures on that wall, so you can't notice it. And I don't know, just suddenly I thought, I've been thinking, I knew what I wanted to do decoration-wise, but I suddenly thought, right, I'm going to go and get the paint, I'm going to get sausage, and of course that's fatal. And yeah, it's a big sort of can of worms, isn't it? Because then you sort of paint the one wall and then the curtains don't match, and then I found some curtains and they're like one of the most expensive ones, on the internet virtually. It's like, why is I choose stuff that's so expensive? But anyway, so yeah, that's it's interesting. Quite enjoy doing it, but it can be expensive as well as time consuming. So there you go. And I picked up on the sink there, you say, Chris. My father and my late father-in-law was a plumber, and I always used to get told off for calling it the sink. Apparently, the sink's in the kitchen, and in the bathroom it's a wash hand basin. There you go, so it's a basin. But you'll probably go to B&Q or take a picture of the box. It probably says sink these days, but he always used to tell me off for calling it the bathroom sink. So there you go, a bit of English there for from Michael there in the States listening. So with that, I'll put it back to you, Chris, Mike, 7 Charlie Sierra from 20 Victor Whiskey Juliet.
Mike 7 Charlie Sierra, yep, thanks very much there, James, and of course, yeah, cool things, one thing, and of course, yeah, if we're talking about, yeah, we call it tomato, they call it tomato. So, yeah, they call it chips, we call it crisps. And, of course, our chips are different. Yeah, try it. And I got tongue-tangled the other way trying to actually explain that analogy on the net. Got around and said, sliced potato that are deep-fried. Well, both are chips and crisps. So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to see if anyone else is with us, and we'll be going down for the usual shutdown of about past the hour. So, see if anyone else is there, and we'll go back to the top of the list. So, We go to James, 20 Victor, James. We're going to the top, not the bottom. Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Thanks, Chris. It's Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa. I think that you mentioned it was my turn. I would make sure that we were talking about somebody else's person if I screwed up. That's just part of my day today. I'm going to go ahead and do the food porn portion of the show. And last night my wife made a chicken corn chowder, which is very good soup. We had it for Halloween, a little thing that she makes some homemade soup. Usually it's potato soup, but last night she made chicken corn chowder. Was very delicious. And today I'm looking forward because there's a local Mexican restaurant here in town that on Fridays they have the two native ladies that are elderly ladies make tamales, hand-rolled tamales. My favorite is the pork. My wife likes the chicken. They roll between 300 and 400 of them on Friday, and they sell them over the weekend. So my wife picked up some of those and some cheesy chicken and rice as a side item to that. So I am looking forward to that. Here in the next couple of hours, we'll probably be eating that. So I'm looking forward very much to that. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Chris, and excuse me if I messed up the net. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
7, Charlie Sierra. You didn't mess the net up. I noticed you were there. So that was all good. And of course, yeah, you probably thought, hang on, I've passed when nothing happened. And of course, I hadn't put the link out for the live stream then either. So that might be it. Buzz says hi. I see her hand waving. So yeah, and now I forgot where I was going with anything. So yeah. And we're going to, well, as I said, we're going to be shutting down at 8:30. I was going to throw it straight over to NDAF because I saw him key up just as Michael did. N6 UTC. So NDAF over to you, N6 UTC.
Yeah, hello, Chris, N6 UTC here. I apologize. I thought you were asking for new check-ins, and then all of a sudden you sent it to Michael, so I don't want to break this space-time continuum. I'll wait till the end of the list.
The space-time continuum. There's no space-time continuum to break. So, yeah, I checked it over to you because I saw it there. And of course, I saw you key up, but yeah, I did ask for check-ins, and then I might have thrown it over to Michael. May have been distracted, but it's all good there. So we carry on in the space-time continuum, so we don't upset NDAF. Round to Steve, GW5 VOG.
Hi, VOG returning. Thank you, Chris. I found the Marks and Spencer thing, the little video. Yeah, I wasn't offended by it. I think it's a little bit unfair. I'm not going to jump in and defend Marks and Spencers. They're not that expensive. The bit about it being a retirement home is very accurate. We feel quite young when we go to Marks and Spencers. And yeah, but I think the thing about price is very unfair. They are quite, you know, some things are still expensive, but if you look around, you can get some really good bargains. Biscuits, let me recommend their biscuits. They're really top quality, and they're not really any different in price to Tesco. So, you know, unfortunately, I eat too. There we are. What was it? Who knows? Yeah, okay, I better pass it back to you because I've forgotten what I was going to say. I'll have to start making notes. M7CCS from GW5 VOG.
Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. It's an exaggeration, but it's created by AI, and well, it kind of gathers it from what people say, posted over stuff and whatever, and algorithms, and it generates something on the same sentences. But yeah, so we'll see if Rod's back with us. Of course, he might have been having a problem last time, or yeah, might have been listening to the live stream instead of the radio. Might have had to go off there or answer the phone. So we go around to Rod G0 EUZ.
EUZ. Yes, I'm there now. Yeah, in a way, it's here now. To James there, obviously. Sorry to Michael. On stage, the walking bit. What else was? That's on the my mother-in-law is. And up the canal bit. Yeah, Mark, it was to have another go. Well, yeah, it was good. Enjoyed it. Nothing. Everything went well. Back to you, Chris. M7CCS G0. He used it.
Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. It happens like that. Sometimes, yeah, you key in, you think you've got it. Your own hotspot's told you got the over. You won't key, someone else is speaking. Yeah, in that time I also called Greg. And of course we didn't hear anything from him last time either. And then of course Monty, yeah, he answered the call, and yeah, things started moving again. So it was all good, but of course, yeah, maybe Greg doubled with you and you doubled with him, and it blocked you both out. See if Greg did hear me as call, or whether yeah, he's still not there. GW0 November Echo November. Okay, nothing heard. So, of course, we'll go around to Tim Monty, 2W1. It wasn't him to blame. I don't think so. But, yeah, Monty was the first one to pick up when I actually called him. And, yeah, I even left the gaps there within calling Greg. So, Rod's over must have been a long one. Hi, but obviously not long enough to Monty, 2W1, GER.
Whiskey 1, Tango Echo Romeo. We're leaving a long gap there, no one came in, so everything must be back on track. I blame the manager. It's always the manager's fault. But he'll blame the Minions, and it'll always be the Minions' fault. But there you go. So, yeah, rain's ruined everything today as well. It's been horrible up here the last couple of days. Of course, it was trick or treat last night, but it was hammering down, so the poor little kiddie winkies must have had a horrible night of it. But I put a sign up saying no knockers, no, that's not right. I like knockers. Put a sign up saying no callers. And I wasn't interrupted all night. It was brilliant. Because this year I didn't do bummer all. Normally I put a few things up in the garden that I 3D print and some stuff I have lying around, but I just wasn't with it this year, and absolute mental rain. I'm glad I didn't, because everything would have been blown over or washed away. But I believe we have some clear day tomorrow. It's a bit drier, so I can get in the garage and I want to ACF my bikes down. So they're protected for the winter, because even though they're in a even though they're in a garage, condensation still plays a factor, so I've got to put that on all these shiny bits to stop them rusting. But the old Truxton's still for sale. If anybody wants to buy a nice motorbike or swap it for a car, you let me know. I'd like a Honda CVR. Low mileage, beautiful condition. But there you go. But yeah, nothing else much to report really. I just been sat around doing not a lot because of the weather. I'm ready to get hey, time's out. Yay, 2 Whiskey 1, Tango Echo Romeo back to control, otherwise known as the management.
7 Charlie Sierra. Well, yeah, no one ever talks well of the management, do they? But that's all good. But yeah, I have seen your motorbike all cropping up on the old Facebook there for in the marketplace for sale. So, yeah, you're looking after the motorbikes to make sure they're all good as well.
You've dropped out, Chris.
I was thinking that things are going wrong. So, right, yeah, we will put it round to James, 2E0, Victor, Whiskey, Juliet. And see, I've appointed you management now, Monty, and it's your fault that it went wrong. So, over to you there, James, 2E0, Victor, Whiskey, Juliet.
2E0, Victor Whiskey Juliet, returning. Yes, there's a few glitches this end, I must admit. I'm not sure whether it's me. Rod always seems to drop in and out quite a bit. I don't know why. It was like that last time, but it could be my system, I don't know. But I suppose there's so many different sort of links to get everybody together that you've only got to something play up, and that's it. But yeah, I managed to get this week I managed to get the MOT done on the motorhome, which was passed, which was what I was pleased about, because I always think, oh God, what if they need to do something? It'll either be expensive or I've got to get dirty and grovel around doing something. So I was pleased about that. And yeah, it's surprising where the time goes, really, having all these things to look after. But fortunately, nothing's particularly gone wrong on the boat, which most weeks something decides to play up. You just think, oh, that's it, everything's done now, I can sit back and do nothing, and something stops working. So how people manage with it can't throw a set of spanners around, I don't know, because you know, it's always something. But there you go. And I don't know whether we're on the food porn round, but I just grabbed a joint meat out of the freezer when I left home, not knowing what it was, and it turned out to be a joint of pork. And I got inundated with apples, funny enough. I got these apples kicking around, because we've got a lot of trees around us, and they just fall on the floor, and no one really bothers using them, given them. And I got some cider that I didn't particularly like the taste of in the back of the cupboard, so I did this lovely pork in cider, which was extremely nice. So I don't think to buy pork for some reason, but when I do eat it, I enjoy it. So that made it probably very seasonal, I should think, on Halloween. And it didn't get any trick or treats. They don't seem to come along the canal, which is probably not a bad thing. quite a lot of fireworks going. I think to stop now. But yeah, all good, all good. I quite enjoy the Halloween thing. You know, it's very popular these days, and a good bit of fun for all. Anyway, I'll put it back to control from 2-0, Victor Whiskey Juliet.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, yeah, I've noticed the fireworks have all started going off again tonight. We did have a bit of a rest through the week. Well, there was a couple of stray ones, as you call it, after Diwali, and then, of course, they're all starting to go off now. And of course, I didn't hear any last night, but of course, Halloween now. Well, Halloween yesterday. And then all of a sudden everyone thinks, oh, it's November the 5th, but they can't wait for 5 days. So, yeah, maybe there is out there somewhere online, but I've never seen it. It's an advent calendar that leads up to November the 5th, and you get to set off a firework every night, and then you get the big one at the end. Yeah, I'm only joking about that. So we're going to go round the list again one more time, and then do the 7-3 range. So we go to Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa here. And Monty, I'm so glad to hear that you get some good news from the doctors for a change. It's always good to do that. And Steve, I wanted to let you know, your seagull story reminded me of when I was in the Navy. I was in a squadron. We were up in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and we'd been staying at about a 7-story hotel. And some of my compadres, my shipmates, were feeding seagulls, trying to make them closer and closer to the motel. And they grabbed one, and they took it and put it in the elevator and pushed it down the floor on the elevator. And the bird flopped around inside that elevator the whole time until they got to the very first floor. Unfortunately, when they got to the first floor, there was a maid that was changing sheets and things like that. She had her wagon of bed sheets and things like that, and the seagull flew out at her after breathing around inside the elevator, scared the dickens out of her. Of course, my friends got caught. I know I have personal notes, but I was not involved, I can assure you. And we weren't allowed to stay at that motel ever again. So, that's my seagull story for tonight, and I'll turn it back to you, Chris. Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, from a couple of Blackpool rallies ago, I've got a seagull story. Yeah, Stephen Seagull. So, of course, yeah, we were at the hotel and up in the room, and when we got up in the mornings, there was a seagull. And then, yeah, in the evening, went up there before the Ragchew, then off to the lifeboat station it was, and of course, yeah, I was having a coffee up in the room in the afternoon, and there was Stephen Seagull, and I gave him a biscuit, a massive biscuit, and he flew off, and then we never saw him again. Window a few times. So, right, we go over to Steve, DW5, VOG.
GW5, VOG returning. Sorry about that, Chris. Slight hesitation there. My wife was just talking to me. So I didn't actually hear you call me, but I assume you did because I'm next on the list after Michael. Yeah, that's a good story, the seagull in the lift. You plucked it and then cooked it somehow and smoked it or something. But no, it was funnier than that. Anyway, yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, Chris, I was looking at the live feed on YouTube, and the details, whatever it's called at the side. We seem to be available on a lot more than we've ever been before. Don't know whether that's right. Perhaps I've just never noticed it. But I thought you were kind of like cutting down on all the different things. But what I want to know is, how do you get on extended freedom? So I fancy a bit of extended freedom. So I've never heard of that before. So let me know what that's all about. Yeah, so yeah, my mind's going blank today. I don't know. I was going to say about 6 other things. I still haven't remembered the thing that I forgot before. I thought, well, usually I remember it then when we're going round, but I haven't. It hasn't come to me. But from what you've just said, I assume you're going to Blackpool again this year, or have you not decided on that yet? So back to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, I guess we are going back to Blackpool this year, maybe. And of course, yeah, the story was about the seagull. That was the year before, the one that's just gone. That was a seagull story. And there was something else, but I'm thrown, Steve. I'm thrown. The information that came back was different than what was said. Oh, the network, right? So on the live feed, that's always been there, and even when they were Facebook live feeds, that description.
The G0 EUZ. You dropped out. G0 EUZ, yeah. I'm not sure whether you dropped in or not. You did drop out altogether. I'm back anyway, yeah. Yeah, Michael, my nephew was in the right. Was yes, and he left the Navy and they I'm not sure where. Because I'm not sure what's going on. CCS G0. Yeah.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, whenever I step away from a dashboard, it seems to not want to work very well. And of course, yeah, it was all going well, but then, yeah, it's all started breaking up a bit. But that's probably the interweb. I'm on mobile broadband, funny. Well, say mobile, it's home broadband. But it seems to manage. But of course, sometimes it will dip out. I actually did have a problem. Yeah, I can see you now. I'm talking direct on my hotspot, and I've dropped, and then the XLX has continued to carry on with a different timer. So I'm currently looking on IPG. I've been talking for 23 seconds, and on my own hotspot, 50 seconds. So yeah. And the fact that I'm receiving those two dashboards back on my interweb as well, basically tells me that the problems is a gremlin. But of course, the system actually it went down yesterday, but it was back up in time. Of course, I don't know if Pablo's about. He was about the last 2 weeks, yeah, I don't know if he's about this time. But yeah, I might be in the XLX server. There might be a little gremlin. But of course, yeah, too much traffic too soon. Hi. Right, we will go round to Monty, GW1, CER.
Cool, Whiskey 1, Tango Echo Romeo, and all that. Yeah, is it 7.3s? I can't remember. But if it is 7.3s, and if it isn't, well, 7.3s. Yeah, interesting chat. I mean, we haven't had much food porn. I didn't have much today. I had a good old staple today. I had sausage, egg, chips and beans. I did fancy just something really basic. And now, I don't know what I got for tomorrow. I've got some gammon, I think, for tomorrow. But that's food porn. There you go. We've done the food porn. We've done all the health scares. We've done motorcycles. I've got a van for sale if anybody wants a camper van or a day van, tripper van thing with a lift in the back for moving stuff around. What else? Can't flog anything me at the moment. And I still need to go on holiday. I really do need to go on holiday. I didn't have chemo Friday yesterday because of my bloods were a bit out, and if I'd known I wasn't going to go there, I would have gone away for the weekend. I felt quite lively this weekend, which was a good thing. And I think that's down to the antibiotics, as I mentioned, clearing up this infection. So it's just a shame I couldn't have a really pre-warning on that, otherwise I would have gone away for a weekend. But there you go. Mind you, in this weather, there's not a lot you really want to do outdoors, so I would have had to look for indoor entertainment. But there you go. It can be found if you look around. I don't mind travelling on the train. And now we've got free train travel down the centre of Wales, if you've got a bus pass. So all the way up to, I think it's Cravens Bridge to Swansea is free. So a little day trip out somewhere, maybe in the week. I can't get to Oswestry. I was going to go up there for a look at a car, but there's no train station there anymore. Anyway, 2 Whiskey 1, Tango Echo, we're handing it back to control.
Mike 7, Charlie Charlie Sierra. Well, the next range is a timeout. Is a timeout range. It's a 7.3 range, Monty. You definitely hit the timeout. But of course, I wasn't remoted into the live stream, and that's correct. Remoted into the live stream because of that little internet glitch. It was an internet that I had. They say 2 networks is better than 1, so you can guess which one of the ones that it's on. But of course, it was.
You got it again, Chris.
And just as I mentioned, there was a glitch. There I drop again. So we're going to move it on swiftly, and we're going to go to 2-0 Victor Whiskey Juliet.
.0 Victor Whiskey Juliet returning. Yes, I've just realised why the week went so quick. I've got a diesel heater on the boat that we run off red diesel on the canal, and it does the central heating, which is it's a pretty nifty little thing actually. And when I first got the boat, it packed up, so I actually bought another one that was identical and fitted that in, and the old one I'd never really done a lot with. And then I decided to service the heater, and it turned out to be so simple to work on. Get that other one working, and I'll have a spare. They were so quick to swap out. It's only water pipes, and there's an exhaust pipe and an air inlet. Just a multi-plug over the diesel line. There's about 5 things, but it's pretty quick. And so I did all that, and I got the other one working. I had to buy an ECU, which was a bit pricey, but I got the two fully serviced heaters, one in the cupboard and one working on the wall. I was real chuffed. And then guess what? A week later it packed up and I had to swap it out. So I'm probably just lucky that I did have the service one in hand. But you know, so there's always something. That's all I can say. But there you go. That's all the fun of the fair, isn't it? You know, we'd be bored if we didn't have any of this stuff to do, I guess. So yeah, it was. Anyway, I'll keep it short, and I guess we'll be on the 7-3 round the next time round. So back to you, Chris, from 2-0, Victor Whiskey Juliet.
And Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, good to have a spare on hand. Have you got a spare engine on hand as well? Hi. But yeah, it's all good. Of course, yeah, it's all serviceable without, I think a lot of it's serviceable without getting wet, isn't it? So that's all good. So we'll go round to NDAF now, N6 UTC.
Alright, thanks, Chris. Well, I don't know if this is the last. I think you wanted to end at half ATO time, so it's gone past that now. I'm sure most told you we haven't changed clocks here. It's tonight. We go back to standard time, so it's been a 9-hour difference the past week. Is it 9 hours or 7? I'm all confused. Anyway, got up this morning on 4 my time. Drove out to the Mojave Desert when near Edwards Air Force Base, hung out there, played radio near the base there. Well, I say near the base, far away enough that I didn't cause any problems. And the Mojave Spaceport there, and then came back here now just doing domestic chores. So I don't know if you want to shut it down. I'll go through everybody one more time. So back to you, N6 UTC.
7 Charlie Sierra. Well, we're going to go round one more time there for the 7-3 round. Now, so yeah, we're going to go to Michael, Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa. Round to you then, Michael, for your last over and 7-3.
Much, Chris, and hopefully next week I'll be back in sync with everybody else. I'll be falling back tonight myself, and so the new time zone will be here, and I'll be back in sync with everybody over the pond. Right, Nick, good to hear from everybody again. Good that everybody's doing well. Good, thank goodness for Monty's good news from the doc. And I hope we see everybody next Saturday, 73 from Whiskey Alpha 5, Romeo India Papa.
And Mike 7 Charlie Sierra, yep, 73 there, Michael. So we're going to Steve, GW5, VOG for your 7-3.
GW5 VOG returning, thank you, Chris. I just remembered one of the things that I forgot to say, that I wanted to say about you. This week, you've got a lot in common with President Trump. Why is that? Well, he's been knocking bits of his house down, and his latest project, actually, if you look on YouTube, he's done his bathroom up, and he's done it with marble walls and gold trimmings, so I think he's got a bit of a gold toilet. So I wondered if you've done the same, so perhaps you can tell us that before you go. Have you got a gold toilet? So anyway, tonight, nice lot of people on, and very interesting. So thank you, Chris, for being net controller, and I'll hand it back to you. So M7CCS from GW5 VOG, wishing everyone
I started, so I finished, but I did drop out again. I'm going to have to look at that because I'm in the same room. But yeah, I'll just keep it on. Steve, 7-3 to you there. The bathroom didn't get started this week, and that was explained at the beginning of the net. The soil pipe that I needed, and I ordered all together. All the corners came, the glue came, and all my pressure hoses and everything, because I'm putting a sink in a different place as well. And the long, I ordered 2 3-meter lengths of soil pipe, 110 mil, and yeah, it didn't arrive. It didn't make the connection on an express rate, and of course it was so express that the pipe broke on the way. So that's meant to come Monday, and I don't think I'm going to be going for a gold throne. Right, we're going to put it round to Rod, G0EUZ for your 7-3.
G0EUZ. Threes. Nice to hear him. Catch you all next week. G0EUZ.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, there was like a couple of key ups there where you didn't get through, then you got through. And you said you'd hold it because you're not sure you got through. But yeah, I'm seeing some really high losses via the MPG. But of course, yeah, the hotspot I'm using, it was all updated and everything. Make sure it's all good. There's no dual mode with Brandmeister and nothing like that. Okay, I said it was all good, and then the system dropped for me as well. So we go to Monty for his 7-3.
Yeah, 2 Whiskey 1 Tango Echo Romeo, 7-3's all. Nice to have a chat on the weekend. Always good to talk to people. I did notice that NF was having a 90% dropout rate, and that, I forgot his name, it was Echo Uniform Zulu was getting 11% dropout. So there's obviously something up with this on the line. I don't know if it's just you, Chris, or if it's just internet's playing silly buggers, because it has been for the last couple of weeks due to a series of hacks again. I think the old North Koreans and Russians and that are seeking revenge. But there's been a lot of activity from North Korea lately. And a lot of scam centres opening up there, so watch out. But yeah, 7-3's all, and I'll speak to you all next week. Take care. 2 Whiskey 1 Tango Echo Romeo, going clear and handing back to control.
7, Charlie Sierra. Well, there, yeah.
Yeah, you're up to 26%, Chris, and dropping all the time. I just can it now and just go switch off and switch back on.
Yeah, thanks very much, Monty. I noticed a drop and I assumed straight away I was going to rejoin it. But yeah, it seems to be going a little bit like that. I'm actually watching the IPG dashboard. I'm actually watching it jump up like 2 or 3 a little. So, yeah, something's not quite right there. But yeah, 7-3 to you there, Monty. So we're going to go around to James now for his 7-3, 2-0 Victor Whiskey Juliet.
Victor Whiskey Juliet. Yes, 7-3 all. It's good to hear everybody on. They're dropping out there, here and there, but hopefully that will get fixed. And the phone and the express soil pipe, that does make me wonder how a piece of pipe can take so long and then get broken. And the Marks and Spencer's food, and I stuck in my mind the idea of that smoked seagull. So a few topics scooting around there. Anyway, I'll say 7-3 all. It was great to have a chat, and catch you all next week from 2-0 Victor Whiskey Juliet on the Northern Stratford Canal.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, there's all sorts of little creatures out that come out and come and visit you that you can smoke. Hi. So we go round to NDAF for your 7-3. Okay, and that's probably gone off to catch satellite or something. Yeah, and I think you said the 7-3 just in case anyway. So, yeah, we'll give it to it. Okay, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. I tried to keep YSF, that would have been stronger, but yeah, that didn't go through either. But we're trying to get through the list. So in tonight's net, we had myself, we had Whiskey Alpha 5 at Romeo India Papa. Remember, there was the 2 key-ins. There was Steve with his 3 key-ins, GW5VOG. There was Rob G0 EUZ. We had GW0 NEN, Greg. We had Twitter, Monty, GB1TER. We had Mike Whiskey 3, Mike Whiskey Papa, Gwell. We had Sooty M7EMH was just listening, and Barry 2E0 PXW just listening. We had James 2E0 Victor Whiskey Juliet James and N6UTC NDAF. I've managed to get that through. Catch you next week. Hopefully not as many drops, and the system will iron out before Wednesday, so catch Sooty from Thursday on Wednesday. Charlie Sierra.
Mike 7 Victor Sierra Delta checking access to GB7WH.